coastal Alaska's rugged natural beauty and bountiful populations of wildlife above and below the sea have long been an attraction for sportsmen. Generations of adventurers yearning for a truly primal wilderness experience have fallen victim to the allure of the far north. Come join our expedition to this land of breathtaking scenery as Marlin's Tony Eshelman and hunting's Wayne Van Zwol pursue Alaska's coastal black bears on today's Peterson's Hunting Adventures.
Welcome to Peterson's Hunting Adventures, and thanks for joining us today. Hi, I'm Craig Boddington.
And I'm Tom Gresham.
We're going north to Alaska on today's show for a spring black bear hunt with hunting's Wayne Van Zwol and Marlin's Tony Eshelman.
Well, that's right, Craig. Our hunt today will be along the west shore of Alaska's Prince of Wales Island. It's an area known for producing some of the largest black bears in North America. Now, the hunting methods that's used there are just a little bit different. In fact, you could say they're unique. What they do is they're going to travel offshore in these small skiffs. And the hunters are going to be traveling along, and they look along the shoreline, and they're looking for bears that have come down and they're feeding on this rich spring grass there. Now, once they find a good bear, that's when they beach the boat, and they get out and they start their stalk.
Wow, that doesn't sound like your run-of-the-mill black bear hunt, but it sure does sound like fun. Let's get started.
We're here in southeast Alaska today, although to look at the sky you wouldn't think it. For an area that gets 18 feet of water each year, this is really unusual weather. 70 degrees, sunny, but we're not complaining. We're actually here in Wrangell, and we'll be off the coast of Prince of Wales Island, out in the Sound just a little bit from here, and we'll be looking on the coastline for bears that are coming out from hibernation to feed on the tidal flats, where new grass is just what they want for their bellies.
Prior to embarking on the trawler yacht that will be their home for the next several days, Wayne and Tony head to the range to make sure their rifles are still shooting where they should be. Rough baggage handling can result in sights losing their zeros, and while this may cause a miss, it might also cause a less than fatal wound. And when hunting dangerous game, a wounded animal just might end up hunting the hunter.
Good morning.
Hi, Tony.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you again. I'm
Wayne.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
Long time no see. We met at a convention some years ago, as I recall.
Yeah. We'll head out west. We'll be going about, starting in around 40 miles west of here on Prince of Wales Island, and work our way on out off the north end and around the other side, and see, keep puttering along, hitting the little bays and inlets and so forth, and keeping an eye out for bears and go ashore. A lot of things to see on the way too. You got whales and all the marine mammals, and there'll be still be bears rolling out of their dens for a bit yet. It's a little hotter than normal this year.
Well, you do a lot of bear guiding, don't you?
Yeah, that's the major activity that I do.
Black and brown both?
Right, black bear, brown bear, Sitka black-tailed deer.
Okay. Well, I see some fishing rods on the back of the boat. Will we get to do a little fishing here on this trip?
Yep. We'll get to pick on the rockfish and king salmon. We should be able to put a few on board. Shall we get headed out for bears?
That sounds great.
Already. We're just going to kind of idle cruise along the beaches here, see what we can see along the shoreline, and then we'll poke our nose up into some of the little bays and inlets. There's actually an estuary up here ahead of us that we may get out and do a little walking, see what we find for sign.
Mark, there's a real difference in the color of the grasses here. This looks a lot more lush than this, and it looks to my untrained eye as if tide covered this, and as a result this grass doesn't look near as appetizing.
The tide actually flows up into this range basically. So you've got what hasn't been covered with salt water and maybe hasn't been quite as much direct light too, and is just more lush. And these edges, kind of up under the edges of the timber, is where these bears like to kind of slink along and do their feeding often. Generally speaking, they'll hit it more when it's 6, 8, 10 inches high, and work it over when it's more tender and I'm assuming more flavorable, more palatable for bears. But they will come in and eat this even at this level.
Well, let's go see if we can find a bear in this inlet.
Sounds like a plan. One of the things that is of utmost importance is if you don't leave your boat where you should and do it well, you come back to a boat that could be leaning over off the rocks and sunk or adrift and can't get to it, and you're looking at a 6-hour cycle from the time it starts to be high till it is high. And if you started on the bottom end of it, you're going to wait about 12 hours or 10 hours to get back at it. And then on the other side of the coin, if you try to anchor on a real sprawled out beach and the tide's dropping, if you don't find a place where you can anchor and get some elevation to your anchor in the same sense, then you'll come back to your boat sitting high and dry, and in some cases could be several hundred yards from water. Most effective, definitely, for this country is boats. I mean, you can cover so much area and glass so much, real estate compared to being on shore and trying to pull it off on foot. You're looking over, it's kind of the difference between you want to hunt 1 acre or you want to hunt 1,000.
There's no doubt about it. Using the trawler to cruise from point A to point B is both a comfortable and practical way to get around Alaska's fractured coastline. While underway, the hunters get to haul aboard crab traps. Man, those ugly critters are gonna taste really good come supper time.
Wow. Pretty good haul.
Hey,
All right.
dinner.
The female. Throw that back.
Meanwhile, the skipper has navigated his vessel to just what they've been searching for, a big black bear feeding his way along the beach. One of the other hunters aboard Bear Necessity and his guide board a small skiff and make a run inshore where they hope to set a trap for the feeding bear. Following the hunter's perfect heart shot, the big Bruin runs a short distance and quickly expires. A clean kill and a fantastic trophy.
Well, Tony, you know, this is an opportunity for me to use a rifle I don't hunt with very much at all, and that's a Marlin 336. And you know, this one is especially nice because it's stainless, and here in a saltwater environment, that really makes quite a difference.
The stainless is perfect for up here, I agree. In a matter of days, a blued gun can look like a mess, anybody's blued gun. We also make the stainless in 44 Magnum, our little pistol cartridge carbine, and we make it in the 45-70, which is a very popular guide gun up here in the wet country. You know, 30-30 type ranges, it's hard to beat them, and they've killed more big game in this country than anything else. We're one of two family-owned gun companies that are left in this country. The other one is a half a mile away from us, and that's Mossberg.
I see. No, I didn't know that.
It's kind of interesting, yeah.
You can see him, but he's under the brush. See that there's kind of two little white snag looking just to the right of it. There's a bush to maybe 100 yards to the right, and he's underneath it. Try to get downwind of him, sneak up the beach off to the right here. See if we can get in on him. Wind's certainly not good for us. Just where he's at, he's right tucked into the back corner of it, so we'll give her a shot. You see him go through? He ran right through there. Once one comes out into this stuff, chances are he's probably going to spend some quality time. Wayne, we've got a bear right over here. Right underneath the tree boughs over there on the other side of the stream.
Oh, yeah, I see. Can you tell the size?
Not right offhand from here, but we can get over on the other side of this creek and get a better look at it. No, there's two there. That's probably a good thing.
Is that a cub or no?
No, probably a boar and a sow. Looks too big for a cub. It's definitely a boar and a sow.
You know, with most rifles you could shoot from here. I'd like to get closer. I'd like to get up close.
I think we can get in.
The wind's a little dicey, but let's try it.
Let's do it.
To get to that tree.
All right. He's got his head kind of down and to the right.
Think they'll come out? Think they'll come out again?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would.
The boar just went out to the left a little bit. Now what I'd like to do is get right up to that little tree if we can make it.
We should be able to get
slow.
Yeah, yep. Looks good. Better get her done. You better go, he's gonna get out of here. There he goes. Oh yeah, he's not not going far.
I was concerned, we've been 50 yards on the track and haven't seen any. It's not uncommon for game to run that far, but it's always reassuring to see that much. So over this way.
Oh yeah. He's a good one.
It's a nice bear. A nice hunt, huh? Well, it doesn't bowl him over like a 340, but it will kill him.
Yeah, it'll do it.
Well, I'm sure glad that trail was short.
Yes, it could have been much longer.
Although he ran, 150 yards or so from where he was hit.
Yeah, I would say.
Now he's rubbed. I suppose that's normal for bears this time of the year.
Not always, actually. I mean, we've had an exceptionally hot summer, or I should say, it seems like spring, actually. In fact, historically so.
Well, this is a nice big bear, and that's what I was looking for. I'm very pleased with him. It's an old bear, mature bear. Now, with bears, of course, you wouldn't, a lot of people talk about how heavy a bear might be, but of course a bear can change weight 150 pounds in a season just by eating.
Right.
And of course, the hide is a pliable measurement, you might say, but the skull is what's really scored. Isn't that right?
Right, and that's the final word. How you measure the skull is you would measure what is called the xiphoid process, which is the outside of the cheekbones. You measure the widest dimensions on each between the two cheekbones, and then those right at the gum line to the back of the knot on the head.
Right. And that's a repeatable measurement because bone doesn't shrink. People have told me, and you yourself said that I don't think you've had 100, you've used a 30-30 yet.
Right.
Maybe this isn't going to start a trend, but I was very pleased with the performance of this little Marlin carbine, and the Hornady 170 grain flat point ammo just did a wonderful job. It's a dead bear, and that's good.
It did the job.
Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Good job.
How about letting me skin this?
Oh no. Oh no.
You want to do a good job, right? Okay. There's some debate as to where to shoot a bear for a quick, clean kill. Some guides will recommend that you shoot them through the shoulders to break them down, collapse them so that you can administer a quick finishing shot. And of course, a bullet through the shoulders may indeed kill the bear, because a good thing to remember is that an animal's life is between its shoulders. The lungs, the aorta, down lower the heart. Hit any of those organs and you'll definitely kill the animal quickly. Now when you're using a lighter bullet though, or one that opens rapidly, you may want to think twice about a shoulder shot, because if the bullet fragments on the heavy shoulder bone and doesn't penetrate, you'll take out one shoulder but not necessarily destroy the vitals. I prefer to shoot into the crease just behind the shoulder, very tight behind the shoulder, right up from the elbow joint, about a third of the way from the brisket to the back. That way, typically, you hit both lungs. If you're a little bit low, a little bit forward, you'll take the heart or the aorta, which I did with my bear, and you'll always get a quick, humane kill. So remember, shoot tight behind the shoulder, take care with your shot, and always practice well before the season so that when you have one fleeting chance, you can make it good.
Wow, let me tell you what, that is a different way of hunting. Now, you've done that, haven't you?
I have, and that boat is one of the greatest camps in the world. I mean, you got crab pots out, so you're eating fresh crab, and if the water's calm, sometimes you're even glassing for bears from the mothership.
And you got whales coming by. I mean, it's a truly unique experience.
Well, it is, and it's also real comfortable. I mean, it's, there's enough hunts that are tough. Once in a while, it's great to have a camp like that.
We deserve a couple of those, don't we?
We do. You do. I know that.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us, and I hope all of your hunts are just wonderful.
salatu babarana kalfi irana netashi asabo asala